Well, hello and welcome to our second video of the series on how to use some of the most important Excel features and functions. So basically this is the second video, and the very first video we talked about how the Vlookup function works, what it is, which inputs we have to provide, and we were able to determine how many hours our employees had worked so we could pay them their salary based on a $20 hourly rate. We were also able to see how many projects they've completed, but now for this second video we're not gonna have a fixed hourly rate. The rates will differ based on the department they work for, as we see in the data. Let me erase this. As we see in the data, our employees work for different departments. Some of them work for marketing, some others for research and development. We also have sales and accounting. So what happens then? What happens if rates are gonna differ? We're gonna come down here and see the new work problem that we have. What is our task? Once again, to find the aggregate salary per employee and the average project cost if necessary. Okay. So down here we see that we're gonna pay our employees based on, once again, the hours, the number of hours they have worked, and we're gonna multiply that times the rate per hour. Okay, let me put a dollar sign here just to be clear. So once again, we could do this manually. We could come here and say, okay, marketing makes $25 times the hours that John has worked. We owe John 875 bucks. Okay, now we can move on to Marcus. Now he's in research and development, $50 times his hours. Once again, this could be a tedious process and there is a lot of room for error. For human error, I guess. So we're gonna use Vlookup to automate the process and ensure that there are no mistakes when assigning the salaries and the hourly rates for our employees. How do we do that? Once again, Vlookup, as discussed in the first video, the three main questions we're gonna ask ourselves is, what am I looking for, where from, and what do I want in return? Okay. So here we're gonna start with a Vlookup function. Now the question, let's think about this one. What is it that we're looking for? In this table we already have the hours our employees have worked, all of our employees. What are we missing though? We're missing the rate, the hourly rate per department. We know they worked in this department, but we don't know how much they make. We don't have that information in all this table. So that's when we use the Vlookup function. What are we looking for? We're looking for the department. Okay. Now the question is, where from? Where am I looking for that department? Which table? So I come here and it's the hourly rate per department table. Down here I select all of it. And remember, we want to do F4 just to ensure we have an absolute value and that table is not going to change once we drag down the formula. Now comma, Excel is asking the third variable or the third question, column index number. What do I need in return? From that table, once I find the department, what do I need in return? We said we need column 2 because this is going to be column 1 and this is going to be column 2. Right here, column 2. Let's see what happens if I enter column 1, just to show you what happens. It's gonna give us column 1. Once it finds marketing, it's gonna give us marketing back. That's redundant, that's not what we're looking for. So we make the correction. We are looking for column 2, the hourly rate. Okay, 25 bucks, that's how much we should pay John for working in marketing. Once again, we're gonna multiply that times the rate in the combined formula that we learned in the previous video. So we just multiply this times the hours John has worked. We don't make this an absolute value because we want the hours worked to change rows every time we drag down the formula. We want this to go all the way down. Okay, enter. We owe John 875 bucks. Now we can proceed and drag down the formula, and we get the aggregate salaries per employees based on a different hourly rate for all of them. We can sum this and see that our total salary expenditure is 12,240 bucks. That is how much we're spending. We could once again determine the average project cost. So if we put here average project cost, this could just be a very simple formula because it's already provided for us. So our salary divided by the projects that each employee has completed. We could see their efficiency. We could see that on average we're paying John 145 bucks per project that he's completed. Down here we get an error simply because this cell is blank. There is nothing here, so we don't really need this one over here. Okay, I hope this video made sense, but let me see. We could also do an average of all of them, all of the projects we've completed. 43 projects. How much are these projects costing us? Now we can see that on average we paid 284 bucks per project. Okay, hopefully this video makes sense. It was very straightforward. We are done using Vlookup functions for now. We're gonna move on to the next segment, which is data tables, which is very useful for sensitivity analysis. Whenever we want to do a sensitivity analysis and test out different variables that could change throughout the week or throughout the month, depending on our budget or any other changes we may see, that's when we're gonna use data tables. So please join me for my next video. And once again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send them to me and I will address them to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.